What if I told you there's a new Elgato capture card that delivers 4K 60 recording, 240 FPS pass-through, and cross-platform compatibility, all for less than the HD60X? Hi everyone, if you're new to my channel, my name is Paula, and this is the brand new Elgato 4KS capture card. It's compact, powerful, and just might be the best value capture card for creators and gamers in 2025. Before we begin, I want to say thank you to the team at Elgato for sending us the 4KS capture card to test out and also give a full and honest review. First, let's take a look at what comes inside the box. So we have here the Elgato 4KS capture card. We're just going to do a quick unboxing to see what all comes inside the box. We've worked with Elgato in the past and we were able to compare the Elgato Neo to the Elgato HD60X. This is kind of the upgraded version of the HD60X, so I'm excited to get into it. So we have here the capture card box. This packaging is pretty simple, straightforward. Looks like we have USB 3 connection, HDR10 support, and analog audio input. 4KS does of course have 4K 60 capture along with 120 FPS gaming. It also has compatibility with almost any system, PlayStation, the Switch, including the Nintendo Switch 2, which we are going to be testing it out on for this video, as well as the Xbox console. With that said, let's get this opened. Oh, that was not as satisfying as I wanted it to be. All right, there we go. All right. We got the logo up there, instructions on how to connect everything, which we'll be figuring out together. Here on the right, we have a tissue, and of course we have the capture card. So capture card looks very, very similar to the HD60X. And again, this is just the 4KS version. We got the audio input there. We got some rubber grips on the bottom. And of course on the back, HDMI out, HDMI in, and USB-C. Let's see what else is in the box. A little manual, of course, always nice. HDMI cable, which I love that it's the braided one, so it makes it more high quality. And of course the USB-C cables, again, same braided material, which is awesome. You may already have some of these cords, but it's always nice to have these included with your capture card. It's just gonna make it easy to connect to your devices and get started with everything. One of the 4KS's headline features is its 4K 60 capture. The reason this is important is the HD60X can only capture up to 4K 30 and 1080p 60 HDR. Now with the 4KS, you can now capture up to 4K 60, which is an upgrade from the HD60X. You can now game and capture 1440p at 120 FPS or even 1080p at 240 FPS. Perfect for competitive shooters or any game where performance matters. This works well because most consoles have a 1440p 120Hz compatibility. I'm currently using a 1440p OLED monitor, so this works well with my current setup. If you've got an HDR display, the 4KS has you covered with HDR10 capture and tone mapping on Windows, so your highlights pop and your shadows stay rich. This card also supports VRR pass-through, which gives you tear-free gameplay. Since the Nintendo Switch 2 just came out, there might be people out there that would want to stream their gaming. For my previous video, I showed you how to connect your capture card to a laptop as your streaming device when we tested it on the PS5. Now let me show you how to connect this to your PC to stream on the Nintendo Switch 2. So to set up the 4KS to the Nintendo Switch, I have here my PC, my Nintendo Switch 2, and also the 4KS capture card. The easy way to do this is just for me to show you which cords go where. For visual purposes, I use two different kinds of HDMI. So to connect to the screen that you are trying to project your stream, in my case, it's going to be my main monitor here. Just for visual reference, I'm using the Elgato HDMI cord in the HDMI out port on the capture card and connecting it to the back of the monitor that I'm projecting the game on. For the console, we're connecting an HDMI cord in the HDMI in on the capture card and connecting the other end to the Nintendo Switch 2 in our case, or any console that you're working with. And lastly, we're going to connect a USB-C in the USB-C port on the capture card along with the back of my PC, since that's where I'm using the streaming software from. Of course, you can use any HDMI cords. I just happen to use 2 different ones just for visual references. But yep, that's how simple it is to set up the 4KS for streaming on your console. So whether you're gaming on PS5, Xbox, or Nintendo Switch 2, the 4KS is cross-platform compatible and is driverless on macOS and Windows. Just plug it in and you're ready to capture or stream. This capture card integrates with any major capture software, such as OBS or Streamlabs. Just like the game Capture Neo, the 4KS is also compatible with Elgato Studio. Now let's talk pricing. Unless the HD60X is on sale, the Elgato 4KS is $20 cheaper in MSRP than the HD60X and $90 less than the 4KX, which is a great value because it bridges the HD60X closer to the 4KX. Now we have something in between. Realistically, there should be no reason to get the HD60X because this now has better value. You're literally getting more for less. So whether you're a seasoned streamer or are just getting started, the 4KS capture card is the sweet spot between power and price. And that's all I have for you today. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of the new Elgato 4KS capture card. Are you going to be upgrading to this one, or are you sticking with your current setup? Once again, thank you to Elgato for sending us the 4KS capture card. If you want to check them out, I will leave the link in the description down below. If you liked this video or found the information helpful, please don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe for more tech and gear related videos. Thank you all again for watching, and I will see you in the next video.